Hey, babes, and thank you for tuning into my podcast, The Chat. I'm your host, Jay, and I'm joined here today with.
Cameron,
Oh, ah,
you're not gonna introduce your own guest?
isn't he so handsome? No, I wanted you to say, you hear how deep he said it?
Cameron.
Oh, thank you. He said it so nicely.
Cameron.
Oh, does he just make your heart melt? Anyway, a few of the things that we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about the stimulus bill. We're going to be talking about Bernie Sanders. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. So basically, what's going on in America, bitch? And what's the tea? So I'm going to let my guest, since he's so sweet and handsome, which also happens to be my lovely, lovely boyfriend, pick one topic off of this thing right here, and then we're gonna go at it, and then we're just gonna pick random ones off of here.
Should I read all of them?
No, you just pick one. Which one do you want to talk about first? I haven't added some of them, but he's taking a moment. So let me play the Jeopardy music.
Number 2.
Okay, so he wants to talk about Bernie Sanders. So, Bernie Sanders, it's not no secret that he really is for the goddamn people because he raised $3.5 million to.
Oh, that's how much you raised.
Yeah, with him and his supporters. He raised $3.5 million to help out with the fight of coronavirus. So I think that was such a great thing for him to do. He posted his article up, and I went through and I looked at it, and it was so inspiring. Ooh. I wish more people would actually get together and donate stuff. Like, if you're using too much of something, like if you just went out and bought like 50 fucking rolls of fucking toilet tissue, honey, go donate some of that stuff.
Please get on that subject.
We actually are going to slide on over there because that was all I had to really say about that. I thought that it was one of the most beautiful, wholesome things that could actually happen. Not the bitch stealing the toilet tissue, but this man donated $3.5 million.
And I think that goes to show you right there the fact that he's not even president and he has come up with that much in this small amount of time. I think that's very, very impressive.
I think that it's so wholesome of it. And I think that the reason why the system is so scared of Bernie is because y'all not gonna sit around and just have y'all jobs around it. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all not just gonna sit around and just be like, we want this, we want that. He gonna look at that shit and be like, well, let's say right here in small, he said right here in small print, it says the workers will only get, 1%? They supposed to be getting 5. Like, I feel like that's the type of person Bernie is.
But that's the type of person that we need. Like that, like, as we said in the last video that we made on our channel that we just finished making, I just feel like at the end of the day, that's how scammers and that's how what am I trying to say? Snobbish people act. It's as long as you're not cheating me, it don't matter what they get and they're not getting. As long as I'm getting paid, that's fine. And it's just like those same people that would not vote him for those reasons because he would fine tooth comb proposals and possible laws and things of that nature. It's like I said, it's just crazy because if that same thing was applied to you in your business, you would want somebody to find your lawyers for that much. You make sure you hire lawyers to fine tooth the fine print for you to make sure that you're getting paid what you need to get paid. Why wouldn't you want a leader to do that for this country to make sure that everyone, every working person is getting what they deserve?
Exactly. And while we're speaking on the working people, Amazon and Instacarts, which if you don't know what Instacart is where like you order online groceries and you have them sent to your house. So those people were going on strike because there were people inside of the building. I guess they went ahead and put them on sick leave or something like. I'm not sure, but they went on strike so that the building can be sanitized. Apparently, the building is not as sanitized as it needs to be to. I'm trying to get the words out, and I feel
So
like,
are you saying that the workers, that's the reason why
I
they went
guess
on
it was a
strike?
confirmed case in their
Right.
plant, and they weren't taking it seriously, as in going in there and having the place,
Safe
what's it called, sanitized.
and
Like
safe for the
thoroughly
workers.
clean, yes.
Therefore,
So
that's
a
why
lot
they
of
went
them
on strike.
went on strike, and I just want to get your opinion on that.
So my opinion is, I probably would have did the same thing. Like, as far as it's like if okay, so this is what people have to understand. Like, every situation is different based on the variables. The situation is this: if you are telling me, and I have children and a whole significant other, like my spouse, I have a spouse and children at home that cannot, like, I cannot bring this to my house. Those are my kids and my spouse.
That reminds me of that lady that quit her job.
Right.
Nurse.
Yeah. So and I am the one that has to protect them. There is no. I'm using this as an example. My parents are alive and well, but I'm just using this as an example. Have no grandparents for the children to that, oh, my parents can look after them, or I have somebody to take them if I have to be stuck here. Like, no, there is no one else. Spouse is at home, laid off due to the business and the situation. Yeah, I'm gonna consider taking that strike if my job does not care enough about the safety of me and what I have to lose at home. All because they don't want to do what is necessary to sanitize and keep the work environment safe. Even my job that I'm currently temporarily laid off for the moment, but is due to the safety of the employees and the customers, which is why we shut down. That we were on a period where it was only us working inside of the building, and customers did online orders and they can come to the door and get their order if the package came. But other than that, the store was not open, and it wasn't open due to the safety of the people.
Right, and there's no way you can like nicely go up to someone and say, "Hey, 6 feet apart. I need you guys to really be 6 feet apart."
But even in that, the store isn't built big enough to even make that possible for everyone.
That's not even possible, and to think about the business that does stay open, I mean, it just really shows the greed for that fucking money. It's just like, come on, health got the. If your customers ain't healthy and safe, then how the fuck you expect them to come back and want to spend money with you?
And my whole thing is this: for these type of businesses that are still open running due to like the business need and everything, you need to show respect. You need to show more respect for your workers. The fact that, okay, I understand I got y'all in here in this time, in this crisis, that it's not safe. It's very, very scary out here in these streets right now. So I'm gonna do, because you work for me, we are a family, I'm gonna do what's necessary to make sure my family is protected.
And while we on the subject of, families and stuff, why is it that people only care when it's their families on the line, their mom, their grandma, I literally said this on the video that we just did, but I'm gonna say it again for the people that didn't see that video. Why is it that we able to just push everything to the side, but the second it's our family, we're like, all right, you guys, you need to seriously take this seriously. Come on, we got the and we try to push this agenda, but at first it's like everybody's following your first rule of order, your first thing that you said. It's just like Trump. He literally said, "This is their hoax." Blah blah blah. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And now all of a sudden it's that switch up. It's like, oh, this shit ain't going nowhere. Let me go ahead and save my ass and save maybe a few asses. But had this been said from the first beginning, more people would not be as, bad as it is now.
But that's my point. Like, that is what I said as well, as far as this whole situation should have been looked at more thoroughly. As far as for those that think like, well, it's not my immediate family, so we good. But what you fail to realize is, just like a virus, situations are contagious. Situations are very contagious. It may not happen to you right now in your family at this very moment, but if you don't do what you can to sanitize the situation for the sake of a whole, it's going to spread to your family eventually. And you need to consider that and stop being that selfish to be like, well, I don't care about it because it's not happening to my family immediately. And the same thing with this whole virus. The first outbreak was not in this country, but officials and leadership should have shown better moves and should have taken precautions and been proactive enough to really live by their word. The word was, it's contained. But the precautions were not taken accurately to ensure that this situation was actually contained.
Yes.
Therefore, you got over 800,000 people globally that are infected with this. And you have over 100,000 in this country alone that are dead from this. So at the end of the day, saying it's contained is one thing. Actually being proactive about it and making sure you dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's, that's a whole nother thing.
Now, I have no idea the actual death toll, which is why I pulled it up. I don't know if these numbers have been updated. I don't know if the numbers he just said is true or not, but I do have the numbers actually pulled up. I'm going to actually read them for me.
Yeah, so I was somewhat partially right. As far as in the U.S. right now, the coronavirus cases, actually, I was not. I apologize. The cases, I had the death toll wrong. The cases is 188,592. The deaths is 4,055, and the total recovered is a little over 7,200. Is 7,251. I'm not completely sure if that number is accurate. The reason why I say that is because
I don't think it's been updated.
Someone that works at DSW is very close to like state things like that's of the state. Yeah, and she advised that it's actually
way more people than
over 1,000 deaths in Georgia alone.
Oh yeah, I know. I've been hearing about them left and right. And especially because of the business I work in, I literally went back to fast food. The business that I work in, people talk. Mm-hmm. People talk. I'm telling you. And I try to limit, the talking, because I'm just like, I don't want you to actually get any speckles on my lip. And I don't know what's going on. I try to limit the talking down because it's just like, let me make sure I'm doing everything I can to be safe. And with that being said, we're going to move on to the next thing with this pasta honey.
Yeah, I was just, and before that, I was just going to say, just, We are trying to as well. But y'all make sure y'all be safe. And I'm gonna go in and say it like, um, earlier today we went to Walmart after I picked him up from work, and
Oh.
he saw he saw it was that your friend or the girl?
Spain. Yeah, that's my friend. Mm-hmm.
So of course I wasn't gonna say anything because I didn't want him to feel like that you doing the most, and I didn't want her to feel like I was disrespecting her. But the moment that they embraced each other, even though it wasn't like a, oh, give me a kiss or anything like that, it was kind of like a, one of those hugs where it's like, come here, sweetie, it's nice to see those type of hugs.
I think
But even with that, the protective instinct came on, and I wanted to say, do not hug 6 feet. But of course, again, I didn't want to seem like I was being overbearing or disrespectful in her eyes because that is his friend. But at the same time, I was thinking like, oh, bitch, y'all
this
is
bitch ain't
not
sick.
right. You know what I'm saying?
This bitch ain't sick. Ooh.
Right, like seriously, because
Let me stop my mess.
The lady I spoke to, my church member, like she lit up when she saw me, but she understood that, bitch, hey, it's good to see you.
But
Stay
and
safe.
she older.
But even if
like you were saying, it is some people that still hug people and it's just like, baby, you're sick.
Or not even like you're sick, but it's just like this, with this going around, don't take it personally, but we don't need to be hugging like that. Because again, some people don't even know they have it.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't even the fact of, well, I don't feel sick. I mean, like, and me and you are different. Like, I worry more about these type of situations than he does. I mean, sometimes I do wish that I could just kind of chill, because at the end of the day, even if we do have it, I mean, me worrying about it is only gonna make it worse, and it may affect the way my immune system fights it off anyway. And I feel like, that could, be a situation in some people. They probably get infected and worry about it so much, so them worrying is having an effect on how their bodies are fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to work on myself as far as like, what, thank you God that we're still health, like, we still feel healthy. Like I don't, feel fatigued or tired or anything like that, or any of the symptoms that they say that are common in this particular virus. But yeah,
they've come out with some type of new article. Someone was showing me at work. I'm not sure where the article is. Don't quote me on it. But they're saying if you've come in contact with anybody that has had pink eye, they could have possibly had coronavirus as well. So I'm just like, oh my shit, is this shit like mutating or something? I don't know. I'm not a fucking health official. I can't really tell you the T's on that. But apparently, it's an article out there talking about that. And Facebook has this new thing where I guess if it's fake news, bitch, they take it down. Anything falsely.
But I wouldn't be surprised if that is a hoax. I mean, like I said again, you're right. We're not doctors. We're not scientists. We don't know how these viruses mutate and how they work and everything like that. Bitch, all we know how to do is keep safe.
And speaking of doctors, while we're on the topic of doctors, I hate the fact that a lot of the hospitals are not equipped with the proper gear and enough gear for them to handle this type of ordeal. So then it puts them more at risk.
And while we're on that subject, again, and he'll tell you, I'm very spiritual, and again, I pray in the name of Jesus that the Lord can, keep us protected and this whole situation will go away. But, hopefully, Lord willing, soon we'll finally live in a world where we don't have to worry about this struggle anymore. And when that happens, I really hope that this is a lesson to leaders of the world, presidents of countries, as well as hospitals and leaders of health, as far as always having a backup safety plan that can be activated at any given point in time. Always have a backup, because you never know when something happens to where you need, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I just really hope, I mean, like I said, I wish that we were more prepared. Like I'm saying, it's not us individually, but I'm saying people that have access to protective gear and to medicine and all of that. Like I wish we were more prepared, as far as at the end of the day, you never know what happens in this world. So you always have to have a plan B.
Right, and then again, we are dealing with a president who, when people has asked for ventilators, I guess they asked for 30,000 or 40,000 ventilators. Like most hospitals only operate off 2 ventilators.
Because
and that's a stretch.
Right, and they're not, because they're not prepared
exactly.
for actual...
And when they're asking for the ventilators, it's like, well, you should have. Thank you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
When they asked for the ventilators, it was just like, you should have got this 2 years ago. I wish I could show y'all the damn video. Like, it's because I'm on my laptop with the actual podcast.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand.
Bitch, don't interrupt me again. Okay, I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
I understand that, like, you know, this is a lesson that should be learned, because I understand. I mean, again, we don't, because business continues to go on and thrive, you don't really think about situations like this, like, oh my God, we could be in a pandemic. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, hopefully this is a lesson to every field that is crucial to have, as far as, but you never know what happens. So it's important to what can we do to get these orders, to make sure we have enough equipment to save more lives than not save. You know? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you were just showing me, you know, a nurse having to make the decision. It wasn't them, as she eloquently put it wasn't us trying to do every single thing we could do to save a life, but that person, it was just their time. Like, they actually now have to make the decisions on who they feel would survive this and who they're wanting. For the ones that they feel that don't survive it, oh, you're just gonna have to go home and gonna have to die, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
And it's not because it's just like picking and choosing, it's just because they don't have a choice.
Right.
They only can pick the people that they feel are gonna actually survive.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying, as far as hopefully
it's a shitty situation.
Hopefully this is a lesson. So when we recover, Lord willing, from this pandemic situation,
just clear that up. What you mean by hopefully this is a lesson?
Hopefully this is what I mean is, Lord willing, when we recover, yes, that like every healthcare, everything, in which I'm very aware that these machines are very costly. I understand that, like, one machine can be $30,000. I get that, or more. I get that, but I feel that there should be a way that the system, government, like health officials, someone is able to come up with some type of plan, or some type of, I don't know, some type of plan to come up with, to have a plan B if something like this were to occur.
But America is so cheap. We're running on E, honey. Like, you know, you get in the car, you know those bitches. Let me explain it to y'all. It's like when you get in the car with that one homegirl or one homeboy, and they always riding on E. It'd be like, I know my car. This is not that type of situation. We are on E in the health system. Why don't we have something like Medicare for all? Because I know folks that don't survive from this shit has racked up at least $10,000 in debt, or at least $4,000 in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't even.
That's actually another subject.
That's a
like
whole
that's
other
just
thing,
that
though.
ain't even. We right now just on the subject of the equipment for the facilities.
And going back to the equipment, like, we are so cheap, we don't believe in having, because all of these fucking parts come way across from way which wind. Like, one part come from Italy, one part come from Germany, one part come from. It's just parts from everywhere. Like, we don't have no.
But it would be
type of industry here that just really makes the
we
shit here.
actually used to
so
have those
cheap.
type of industries, but you're right, they quit those. Oh my god, what do they call those factories?
Industrial factories.
It was the word that they used where it wasn't heavy machineries. It was like soft machinery based factories where like for instance for China, you know how like your clothes or your like a material from your shoes or something, or for something that you use like every day, it says made in Japan or made in China. Those type of factories, we don't have any of those. Like, those were cut out in the 80s. We used to have those, but I'm saying it possibly, if we could have like those type of factory based companies
that motherfucking would really get people on their feet.
We get more people in to work, and we get more of the product out, so we can have product when these type of situations happen.
The problem is when we have the money and we constantly going like this, we don't want to extend
or
the
even
hand
worse,
with it,
or even
then
worse,
we fuck ourselves,
or even worse. Give me 10 trillion guns. Let me get all of these weapons. We're willing to spit
so much money out for military, but we can't even give our own citizens health care. I just find that so
at this point, what you're trying to give the weapons for is for the safety of this country. So when our troops go out and fight, what are you fighting for? They like the other countries. They don't have to go over here and
we treat
do
veterans so disgusting.
But no, what I'm saying is we don't even. The war has already come to us and killed us with this pandemic. Like, they don't even have to go to war anymore. So the other countries don't even have to kill us. Like, this situation is killing
us off one by one. Hell,
right? So like,
them folks don't care. They can afford to get a test. I just love how everybody in the White House just automatically got a test, but there's fucking citizens out here that didn't get a test.
Or I like how other countries can get tested just like that, or can get health care on a really good basis.
That one socialist thing called, Medicare for all. Which,
know,
we don't want anybody that's actually gonna, give us things that we actually need and want.
Or have us in a situation that this country is supposed to be based on, like land of the free, the brave, protection, dreams come true.
Oh,
that type of stuff.
Why are you spitting to true tea? And just to let you know, down here, this podcast, it can only go on for like 30 minutes. So I am going to do a second part like right after this one. But people that are watching this on the video, you're going to see me name the video. You're going to see me do a description for it and all that other good stuff, and put hashtags on the podcast. And so really we're going to have like this little minute or two intermission, where I am typing all this stuff in and putting it through the system, and then I'm gonna start the next podcast. Well, part 2. Because on here, I can't download the app because apparently my laptop is not compatible.
Right. Well, while you only have 1 minute left, thank you for having me. I know I'm still gonna be here, but I'm just saying since formal.
Day after day.
Just a formal getaway. Move.
You don't want me to touch you?
No, because your ass been sitting here sneezing. Move. You got corona.
I sneezed downward. You didn't eat.
But you still got all that stuff on your shirt. Your
but
droplets.
I didn't hug you.
Ow.
That hurt.
And that didn't.
Listen here, bitch.
Oh my God.
This is my side of the fucking. My drawers gonna be showing, honey. I ain't got nothing on but drawers on this, honey.
But come on,
But thank y'all, honey. Let me do that minute intermission, and we'll be right back. Minute intuition. Did I what I just said?
I thought you said intermission.
Okay, thank you.
You know you still recording.
Yeah, I know. I'm still gonna. I said I'm gonna do the little minute intermission.
I'm saying you acting silly, making all these noises and faces.
What's wrong with me acting silly?
It's not professional.
I don't give a fuck. It's my shit. I don't answer to nobody. You pussy asshole.
You can't make the next one until that one finish processing?
I think I can make the next. I can go ahead and make the next one. She processing, honey. She's taking a minute. Oh hell.
What's wrong?
The thing is,
See,
I finna say where the fuck my shit at. What were we on before we left? See, I got bad memory like Dory. Why are you laughing at me? I forgot we were recording. Yes, God, honey, I got bad memory like Dory.
We were kind of like continuing the topic of like what's going on as far as keeping. You're not gonna go back to introduce?
What?
Reintroduce you coming back in?
Yes, recording. I know, but it fucking just started recording. I didn't tell it to.
So I can't even stop it.
I gotta suck my ass. No. Please suck my ass.
Come on, man.
Let me stop playing. I'm sorry. Oh my God.